Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'm so excited today, right? I've been holding this lesson off until I got my new guitar, right? I've just got this new PRS Silver Sky SE. The model based on what John Mayer uses, because I'm a total John Mayer fanboy. And this lesson, this lick that I'm going to do, is completely inspired by John Mayer. Well, if it's inspired by John Mayer, it's also inspired by SRV, Jimi Hendrix, and John Frusciante as well. This is a lick that I would say they all would use, so therefore you can call this a lick that the best players in the world use. If you get anybody else to add to that list, by the way, let me know in the comments, because that would be an interesting topic. I'm sure everybody else has got their own preferences, but that's my guys. John Mayer, John Frusciante, Jimi Hendrix, and SRV. Alright, so this lick is really kind of based, well, it's a little chord progression, obviously. We've got two cool licks, actually. So you've got some context and something to play and practice this with. But this is a lick I think everybody should add to their tool belt. Okay, so let's just get right into it, right? I'm sure you're sick of me talking. We're going to do this. Okay, this little double stop lick. And it's that double stop feel that it's just gives you that kind of Hendrixy Mayer vibe, alright? SRV, whatever. All of them gelled into one, right? You need to know this lick. And you can use it in many different ways, right? But what I'm doing is I'm using the key of E and the E major or C sharp minor pentatonic scale. And if to do that, we've got 9, 12, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 11, 9, 12, 9, 12. Okay, but if we focus around the E notes, which are on 12, and 9 on the G, and 12 on both of the E strings, right? It's E major pentatonic. Now, if that confuses you, by the way, and you're like, Tony, you're just going over my head right now, then you want to check out my free masterclass, right? That happened on Sunday. It's still there in the description. It's free, and I cover a lot of that stuff about how you pick up and play and understand stuff. Alright, so you can check that out. But yeah, let's get into the chord progression. So the first lick, the main lick, is this. So we're going to get the E string, the low E, and then stab down in the E chord. And then this. Alright, we're going to hammer on. First of all, actually, I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to bar it from the A string across the A, the D, and the G. Alright, and I'm going to, and you can play this on acoustic or electric, by the way. But I'm going to hammer on from 9 to 11 on the A. And then I'm going to get the 11 again, like that. And then I'm going to hammer on from 9 to 11 on the D this time, but I'm also going to get the G string. That's what gives you that cool double stop vibe. Alright. And then 11-9 on the A. And then we can just get the low E again and coming back along. Now you could also play the E like this. The 12 there on the low E. And then just bar these three notes, the D, G, and B. That's an E triad. Right? Alright, but I like to use this actually. I like the contrast between this kind of lower sounding E and then the high notes up here. Alright? Another cool thing you could do is get the low E involved here. Alright, which is kind of get that kind of vibe going on. Alright, so different things you can do with this. Remember, this lesson, these lessons are always take what you want and kind of mess around with them yourself kind of thing. Alright, so I'm going to play that twice before I move on to the next lick, which is a juicy one, by the way. We've got this. Alright, so what we're doing here, after I'm hammering in to this A triad, okay? So it's an A chord, and it's basically a smaller version of the C-shaped triad, right? And I've got my middle finger on the B, my third finger on the 10th fret, and then my third finger on the 11th fret on D. Alright. Okay, I'm still just barring this part here on the 9th fret. Okay. And you can hammer into that or just play it whatever way. I do a little bit of both sometimes. And then the lick here is a... Alright, I'm just coming up the pentatonic scale with this added note from the minor scale in. But I'm using that because my finger's there. You can see that in the A chord. Alright, so I'm targeting that note from the A chord in the scale, okay, which gives it a cool vibe. So I've got 10, 9, 11 on the G. And then I'm hammering on between 9 and 11. And I'm kind of using that double stop as well. I'll get my finger over here. Then pull off from 11 to 9, and then 11 on the D. And then 9, 11, 9 on the D, and then 11 on the A. Again. And then I'm going to come back to 9 again. And then this time I'm going to come down here again, like the same lick. Just the start of it. 10, 9, 11. Now, a cool thing to know what I do is I rake into that note. And as a more of an advanced technique, you don't need to do it. But definitely adds something, right? And you do that by muting the other strings. I'm doing it with my index finger here. So you come down and just get that note like that. Alright, it is difficult. Not gonna lie. But it definitely adds something to it. Especially, you know, that gets used by SRV and John Mayer, that kind of style a lot, alright? So far, let's just bring it back. And then, okay, now I'm going to come up to the 12th fret. Alright, and do this again, really, just stole this off of John Mayer really the other day. You bar on the bottom two strings in the 12th fret, and hammering on between 12 and 14 in the B. And then I'm going to take this double stop here, I'm on 12 and 11, 12 and 13, sorry, on the B and G, and slide that down to 9 and 11. And then I'm going to swap my third finger here on 11, 9, 11 on the D. I could do that, I suppose. I just want to do this, get back into my normal fingers that I'm used to with this scale. Alright, and that's it. So let's hear how all that sounds together. So guys, again, this was more of an intermediate lesson, alright? So apologies if that was a bit quick and difficult for some folk. More difficult than the stuff I usually play on the channel. But got my new guitar and I wanted to play some cool funky stuff that I like. So I hope you'll entertain me for that one. And let me know if you enjoyed the lesson or if you've got any questions. And again, you know, if the theory and stuff's kind of puzzling you, you can look at my free masterclass. I talk about a lot of that stuff there. Alright guys, take it easy and I'll see you in the next lesson.